Yeah, that's why I'm saying. I'm saying that if they should regulate any drug and only one type of drug, it's
the
opioids.
one that they literally were giving to people.
Yeah, I know.
You're like, what the fuck? This isn't about drugs at all.
And it was more illegal back then to have weed. Weed was more illegal.
The government makes cocaine. Yeah. The government makes opioids. But you grow one little fucking coca leaf in your backyard and they kill your dogs? Intro music plays. Dun, 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 the default road song. If somebody, I don't know if we've gotten any submissions, I don't know if we've asked before, if somebody wants to make us an intro for the Safety Third podcast,
that would be sick.
That would be sick. I don't care what it is. If you guys vote for it and it doesn't get us demonetized, we'll put it in there. That's right. It could be, I shouldn't say it could be anything.
It could be anything. We'll listen to it.
We'll listen to it, and if it really is gonna have to be bad for us to not put it
we
in.
can do like a whole episode of rating some intro songs. A whole segment, a whole minute.
You know what I would do? I wouldn't even make it bad. I would just like imagine like a horrible screeching sound. Welcome to this very special episode of the Safety Third podcast. You killed Nigel, John. There he's back. What are you drinking?
I'm
Nigel?
here.
Or should I say Nile? Tea? Nest, you drink that shit?
Nest tea.
Dude, what the fuck is wrong
pretty
with
good.
you?
I
Lemon?
like it.
Oh, no.
That's good.
It's not tea. It's not tea.
No.
Stop drinking that.
It's something. So basically, there's actually a story as to why I have this.
Oh,
I'm sure there is.
Childhood trauma. My dad used to beat me with a can of iced tea.
There is trauma involved in this story, but basically we had a friend who's been living in the US. He came to town at the end of December and he's like, their like Nestea is not being sold in Canada anymore. He's like, it's done. And I didn't believe him, but I looked it up and they're like, yeah.
This shitty
No. So
turns out
so they're like,
cancer.
yes, Nestea's being discontinued. So I was like, oh no, that's like my childhood drinking Nestea. You're right. It doesn't even taste like tea. I don't know what it is.
It's just sugar.
Yeah. So my brother and I were like, oh my God, this sucks. So my brother ended up for Christmas as part of a gift. He went and bought me a bunch of Nestea.
How many?
And we went and he hoarded some for himself. Like we bought a bunch of it. And then we found out that the full story is that it is being discontinued.
New recipe?
But so we thought it was just we'd never taste Nestea again. We panicked.
Good.
But the reality,
that'd be a huge win.
But what really happened was Coke that owned Nestea, this is my understanding, was deciding to no longer. They didn't want to use the brand name anymore. Yeah. So what they were doing is they were combining. They were combining Nestea.
Coke is like distancing themselves from.
Yeah.
Like, whoa.
What the fuck we can do? Even the scientists couldn't recreate such a horrible flavor.
No, so that's what I thought, and I agreed. I was like, man, like there's so many other. Like I have Pure Leaf here. Well, there's water in it, but Pure Leaf objectively actually tastes like tea.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, of course Pure Leaf's beating them. They're losing all their business. But what really happened was Coke, I think they're trying to consolidate their brands. So they are just getting rid of Nestea as a brand, but it's apparently being sold as the exact same product under Fuse. So in Canada, Fuse tea is just what Nestea was, but Pepsi.
I actually really appreciate that. I'm sorry, no, never buy Fuse.
I was like, that's such a scam. So I was like, they're still selling it. It's just a different name. So I didn't need to hoard anything. And Nestea was sold to, how am I forgetting the name? It was the Dr. Pepper, whatever conglomerate. Yeah. Dr. Pepper and the K-Cup. Who makes K-Cups?
Is that the period cup thing for women?
No, it's like the instant coffee thing.
Diva Cup.
Oh, that's Diva Cup. Fuck,
is it
how do I mix those two up?
Yeah.
Could you imagine accidentally putting a Diva Cup in your Keurig machine?
I bet you could clean them like that.
I'm sorry.
I'd probably clean them really good.
I'm sorry for saying that. I shouldn't have said that out loud.
Yeah, it's I don't know why I was thinking of it. It's Keurig. So Keurig Dr. Pepper Canada bought just the brand name Nestea, but not the recipe. So I don't even know what they're gonna do with it.
Thank God. I've never drinking anything that left my teeth feeling so gritty than fucking Nestea.
Yeah, there's something special about it.
Nestea's amazing.
It's like it has like an artificial lemon flavor, which I don't even know how you fuck that up because it's probably one of the easiest artificial. And then it's like they put really hard water in it, and then some like rust powder to give it a brown tinge.
I don't get it because
dirty lemon water with like the sugar's doing all the lifting in it.
It does. Like when you drink it, if you like, grind your teeth together, it like they kind of stick.
The enamel fucking disappears.
Yeah. It's so like acidic or tart, or I don't know. It's not sour.
It's like phosphoric acid.
Oh, it's astringent. Is what it is. It like dries your mouth out.
There's something great about it, but it's not tea.
No,
it's not tea.
I'll fight you.
But it says tea on it, but I don't believe it.
It's not tea. It's rust water with a shit ton of sugar and a sprinkle of citric acid.
It says also not tap water, filtered water.
Filtered with an old rusty steel pipe.
Concentrated tea from tea leaves.
Yeah, so they don't even make it with real tea. It's like
it's like the
natural.
What do they call it? The keef?
Yeah.
The dust.
No, it's probably
over.
like the seconds. It's like they steep tea. They make the true leaf or whatever that other tea is. They take those tea bags and then they steep them again, boil it down.
They cut them open, they shake the tea out, and then they just stick the paper. The paper that's been stained by the tea. They stick that in there.
But it says made with real tea right on the front.
No,
why would they lie?
It's not. The guys that are like running the assembly line are drinking real tea.
Did you hear about that scam? I think it was in Canada only that somebody sued for it. Ginger ale.
No.
I think it was Canada Dry.
Canada Dry, yeah.
It always says made with real ginger.
Yeah. Made by real gingers.
And it says made with real ginger, but somebody sued because it's basically homeopathic levels of ginger.
Why?
No
How
ginger,
expensive
no
is ginger?
ale. The whole thing is a lie.
Ginger was the most expensive part, so they used all artificial flavors, probably like Zingerone, whatever. They used all
like what?
They used like the fake ginger essence, and then I swear to God, in like
ginger
a
would
vat,
go like 400 fucking miles. What are they saving? A nickel per 12 packs?
Yeah, seriously.
Like, bro.
So someone sued them and they couldn't prove that there was ginger in it or something.
What if they just if I was them, I would use ginger, but only the skin of the root. Just peel it and throw the skin in there.
But I mean, apparently they did have ginger in the recipe, but it's kind of like, in my mind, my picture is there's a vat of like, 5 swimming pools equivalent of liquid, and the guy just walks up with like a cup and just pours some like flavoring in, and it's like,
he just has like his
nothing.
ginger root and his little like
he
just like grapes some
just
into the pool.
shaves some shavings, and he's like, there's ginger in there.
Kevin told me something earlier. This is actually a perfect segue. I think.
Wait, sir, if I absolutely completely disappear,
another question.
I want to talk about
what's
cocaine.
your favorite?
I was going to say, if I disappear, it's because my power went out.
Okay,
the lights keep flickering.
What's your favorite discontinued drink?
I like that.
Pepsi Blue.
Tell me about
Interesting.
I've never had it.
Really?
Pepsi Blue.
12 year. This is 12-year-old Nigel talking, by the way.
Nope. This is not 12-year-old Nigel.
You remember?
This
was like 20
This
years.
is how I. No, because
berry flavored
Pepsi Blue
drink. Nigel, tell us
Pepsi
about
Blue
it.
hurt me twice.
Describe it.
So Pepsi Blue was an amazing drink. When? Just listen to the whole story.
I need to know how long ago this was before I believe anything you're about to say.
Yeah, you're right.
Okay, you are right. The beginning of the story starts at around age 12.
Okay.
Okay. And so I would buy it whenever I could. Whenever my parents would let me, I'd get it. And then it became like a kind of like a lore among friends, because everyone would be like, yo, what's your favorite soda? And someone would be like, Pepsi Blue. And some people wouldn't know what I was talking, or some people wouldn't know what they were talking about, but the people who knew would always be like, yeah, that's the best soda ever. But after like 12 years of saying that, you're like,
Pepsi
maybe we're just
Poiple.
maybe Pepsi Blue never existed, and we're just convincing ourselves it was good.
Forbidden
until
Pepsi Purple.
2 years ago.
You found it?
No, they brought Pepsi Blue back
from the grave,
and they sold it. And I thought it was forever. And so I bought it all the time, and then one day I went to buy it, it was gone again.
Was it as good as you remember?
It was just as good as I remember.
I feel like you think it was exactly the same recipe.
And then
What was it?
I don't know.
Was it a
designed?
cola?
It was designed to attract teenage consumers with its bright blue color and unique flavor.
It worked.
That's why I drink any.
It attracted me when I wasn't a
Can you
teenager
describe
too.
the flavor?
I think because at the time I didn't know what it was,
Wait,
but
did
I can
the
look
flavor
at
was described by Pepsi only as
just
berry.
yeah. So what happened was what I realized was Marshmallow did a collaboration with Coke, and there was like a marshmallow Coke for a while, and I bought that, and it was pretty similar to Pepsi Blue,
Like the music artist Marshmallow.
Yes.
Oh. I
And I think it was raspberry. 1 second. The marshmallow Coca-Cola
I bet that
also
would be
had
pretty good.
it says watermelon, strawberry, and other flavors. But to me, it was like kind of similar. So I guess maybe it's like a fruity cola.
it just says, but the Wikipedia page just says berry because I feel like the cola.
Oh, sorry.
Cola is like a great flavor. Cola, I think, is like the best. I genuinely think cola is like one of the best flavors for a soda.
Yeah.
Like root beer, it can
Yeah.
be too. There's something like too. It's like too much. It can
too
be,
creamy, too sweet.
Yeah, there's like too much of like something. The whatever. I don't know how to describe it. Like what's this overly sweet? Saccharid.
Yeah.
Like, root beer can have like a saccharid kind of energy from the flavor. Dr. Pepper, I loved Dr. Pepper as a kid. It has sort of the same problem.
Still too sweet.
Too sweet. It's kind of a little medicine-y.
Dr. Pepper's elite, dude.
I think that cola is the best soda flavor. Everywhere I go, like when we were in Japan, I always try to find like a local cola and just try all the different cola. Like just sort of see the variety. I do think that
The flavor is hard to
sets the bar
describe
pretty
too.
high.
You know,
Yeah,
it's
I have
pretty
no idea
mild.
what it is. It's
Yeah.
like nutty but spicy. It's like spicy nutty but not too strong.
No, I mean, there's a reason it's the biggest. Like Dr. Pepper, what's crazy is like, yeah, Dr. Pepper, Coke. There's just, I mean, I'm just a big Dr. Pepper fan, but it's like, there is just something about those drinks that just make them so much better than everything else.
Yeah, they're very unique.
But I know what you mean about
I think.
Coke isn't, Dr. Pepper is more of a punchy flavor. Coke is like very mild, which is why it's so much easier to mix with things.
Flavors I remember that I kind of wish still existed. The one that I would drink all the time was Mountain Dew Kickstart.
Oh,
That was one of my favorites. I think I was the only person at the grocery store that would buy them because
Those are the ones that were like low sugar too.
It was like, it was half sugar,
Yeah.
half aspartame. It's aspartame, right? I used to call it.
oh, those are.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I used to drink those.
They
They
don't
just taste like soda,
lightly
right?
carbonated.
Yeah, they're like they don't taste super sweet. They're lightly they were very nice. And they were cheap. I'd always buy them. I'd clear the store out when they were like $1 each. I would buy like
Those are
like
good.
20 of them.
They still sell them. You can still find them, but not.
Ralph's is not for $1 though. I'm not gonna pay $2 for that. Get the fuck out of here.
Wait, if they're still around, this doesn't count.
Well, maybe okay.
No, they're hard to find.
Yeah, I haven't seen them at like a gas station.
You know where they
or-
sell them is like those outlet grocery stores.
Oh,
like
really?
pretty much, yeah, exclusively.
Like grocery
but not the one
outlets?
by us.
Damn it.
Yeah.
What about
Like Ross would have them for some reason, you know, like that kind
Oh.
of place.
That's scary. Crystal Pepsi. I remember
I've
that.
never had that either.
That just tastes like Pepsi, though.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, but it's clear. That's fucking cool.
Oh, Sandra
That's
just
cool.
got these like healthy sodas and it's cola flavored, but it's clear. And I'm like, this doesn't really taste like cola,
Yeah.
right? Like Coca-Cola. But I think that it's like my brain playing a trick on me. I bet if I did a blind taste test, it would taste pretty similar.
I couldn't tell. Yeah.
But something about the clear soda freaks me out.
like makes it.
Cola's
taste more
supposed
fruity.
to be dark.
God, I'm trying to think of what else I've been sad has
Now I'm gonna get a drink.
disappeared. I remember being in elementary or maybe elementary school, maybe middle school, and they had Pepsi Blue at the fair. They were doing like free samples of it, and I loved that, like free soda as a kid. But I can't think of anything else like. Oh, actually, no. I lied. There's two things. One I don't think I actually would like now. The other one I definitely want. They're both energy drinks. The first one was Rockstar Guava. I remember those were around when I was in high school. I really liked those. I think they're just like too sweet though. The other one is I think it was Rockstar Ginger. It was like a ginger Rockstar, and I remember really liking that
ginger brew.
I found it in like a couple of liquor stores on like road trips, and then I like never saw it again like 5+ years ago, and that made me sad. That was the one if I could find it. I think I actually tried to find it and order it, and I couldn't. But other than that, like I just don't like a regular Rockstar tastes like shit. Most of the Rockstars.
Yeah, I
taste
tried
like
it
shit.
the other day. I just like I didn't even drink it.
No, they're not. They're not good. Monster tastes like shit.
What I'm
It is a
forever sad about was that in 2012,
$14 on eBay. John found one, a Rockstar Ginger on eBay for $14.
Wow.
I should buy that.
Yeah, you should buy a bunch of discontinued drinks.
Just test it.
Yeah.
I wonder if they're weird.
I've got one for you.
What I just want to say is quick.
Okay.
I guess I kind of have something. I got obsessed with energy drinks in like probably 2012. I don't know why. I just loved energy drinks. And the one I really wanted was what?
Huh? Nothing.
What'd you
I
say?
said low T.
Yeah, you didn't have any tea, so you went to energy drinks instead.
Self-medicating.
I wanted to try. I guess
Nestle
they still
pulled
have
out of
it.
Canada.
Kind of. There was Wired. There was a drink called Wired X505 because it had 505
you sure
milligrams
you weren't at like an
of caffeine.
AutoZone buying some like engine cleaner?
Yeah.
So now Wired only sells X344, so it's still pretty bad.
It's called Pennzoil.
We'll never reach the glory days of the 505. And I missed it by like a year or like 6 months. They discontinued it due to major health concerns, probably.
You know, I think it would be really fun is if we for whatever, I don't know how much money this would cost, but like to start an energy drink brand. I don't think any of us could like reasonably do it because the amount of like time and effort and money it would take.
No, you just white label it.
No, I guess, yeah. It would be like a pretty dedicated thing. We could, I don't have any time. Just the like thinking through that name. It to me, there's a very specific demographic that would be into the idea of a energy drink with something that sounds like a McMaster barcode. Mm-hmm. It's very industrial. It's like it's like a lab. It was in a lab. It's like cutting edge. It's scientific. It's like
you've got like your sugar, your B vitamins, and your caffeine content. So it's like
right. It's very like what is the
Gamer
can
Juice
like?
45 12 300, and then you're like, give me the 300. I don't want the 45 12
no.
200.
You're anchoring me. Like I've been anchored with caffeine content.
Yeah.
Do you have a picture of it, Nigel? I want to see if my thought process.
It looks like a
of the name
bag of
matches the can.
fertilizer.
It's got to look like
what's
something.
The Wired X505?
Yeah. John, search Wired X505. I bet you it looks like something that's like kind of.
Sounds like a gas station dick pill.
It does. And the packaging looks like a gas station dick pill.
It does. Wired
Holy
triple
shit.
X. Did you ever try the triple X?
Yeah, which one?
I never tried any of them, man.
You know what? That's probably why you're still around. What's the difference between 344 and what are the other?
The
numbers?
caffeine content.
So it's 500 milligrams or something. Jesus fucking Christ! Oh, the 3000 has 185 milligrams. I should have.
Because the 3000's taurine, I think.
Oh my god, what is taurine? That bull balls stuff. So, all right, I love these thought experiments. You're starting an energy drink company, like an actual, genuine, serious company. You're targeting an audience. Who is the audience? What is your marketing?
So this is a random comment I was going to make because I mentioned to you I went to Prague a while ago.
Yeah,
a while ago. One thing I really
ago.
respect about their country is their respect for energy drinks. I've never seen so many different types of energy drinks. And also just like weird ones. Like one was just called Hacker Energy and it had like the anonymous guy on it. And I'm like, okay, that's odd. And there's a lot. Okay, but I'm slowly trying them. And what I've noticed, I literally bought like 15 different types. They all taste like
2021 I was into energy drinks. 2024 buys 15 energy drinks.
No, but I'm doing research.
Okay.
You know, this is market research.
Like you did in Japan.
So far.
That's true. I didn't drink them all. I did drink a lot of them.
So far, and even when I went to Italy a while ago, they all taste like Red Bull.
Yeah.
They're all like Red Bull adjacent.
I think.
Why is that?
probably because it's
is Red Bull the Coca-Cola of energy drinks?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's such a common known flavor. Like, why invent something new that might fail when you can just...
Yeah, people like it, right?
Yeah.
It's so popular.
Because like a third of the Japanese energy drinks that we tried out of the vending machines tasted like Red Bull too.
Yeah, it's like they all kind of converge on a similar flavor.
I have a question for you guys.
Okay.
I'm gonna make a capture right now. Which two are the most similar? Energy drink, McDonald's, Arby's. Which one would you categorize like the same target audience?
Arby's and energy drinks.
Why?
No, not
What do you mean? That's exactly how I feel too.
really.
Yeah.
No,
Because
Arby's
the
is.
guys who drink energy drinks are all about speed and efficiency.
I feel like-
Well, why'd you go to Arby's?
Arby's has
But they
Arby's
don't
is
respect
a
their
high
body.
class
No.
establishment.
No, that's exactly what a low class establishment would say.
Yeah.
Arby's.
They have no respect for their body.
Arby's is for the discerning fast food crowd.
The people that went to Arby's in my hometown, I swear to God, I'd never ever seen them in any other part of town.
They just,
And the only thing next to the Arby's is like a trailer park. I think that Arby's and trailer parks have a lot in common, more than McDonald's and trailer parks. And I think that is also energy drinks. Is like, you know what I'm saying? It's like the blue collar.
yeah.
I have a
don't know.
DUI. I ride my BMX around town.
The Arby's in Sarasota was right next to the hospital. So it was always full of doctors.
No,
Yes, and nurses
but the
on
doctors
break.
Are not really?
Yeah.
It's Florida though.
Yeah. I mean, that was the only fast food place around.
This-
that and
you're,
Wendy's.
Kevin, you're trying to use a fringe case.
You're using a fringe
So, you
case.
know.
Literally any other state, and it's Arby's and energy drinks. Florida is kind of a
I
fucking...
think we can level it out to
No.
middle class.
It's like a tsunami came over Florida and like
So-
cleared it level. Like it's just everything's exact.
So,
gotta
I
fucking-
have a question
how do
for you. I have a
how do
question
There
for
we
you.
go. I'll do like this with my elbow band. Everything's level.
Yeah, exactly. I have a question for you. How many people do you know? Have you met? Could be you. You know, I'm not ruling that out. Would you say drinks too many energy drinks?
my girlfriend.
Yes, I think she drinks
Like-
a lot. It's always like older people that I know, and they're
Well,
all
like,
kind
there's
of like
always-
a little white trash.
Yeah.
In my life, that's me. I drink too many energy drinks. But it's
Really?
like
How much caffeine do you have a
I
day?
mean- not that much. Maybe
3,000 grams.
yeah. At worst, a few hundred milligrams. But probably
Like
averaging
300?
like sub 100. Because I always go in phases.
Mhm.
Caffeine gives me like, it messes my stomach up. So usually I'm fine. And then I'll just start ramping it. And
you
drinking
ramp
way
it until
more
you hit
and
that,
more
and then
energy
you
drinks.
Whoa,
you
watch
go
your hand.
cold turkey for like a
Yes,
week, and then you
it's
start doing the ramp until it gets really, really bad, and then you go down when it gets bad.
It's a full addiction cycle. Exactly.
I think I'm usually way under 200. Like I don't even always like. I think I'll drink like a quarter to a third of a bang. That's like I think I've gone over my bang concoction. It's like I feel like a psychopath every time I say this, but I do like this a lot. Is a quarter of a bang, like you just soda water, like a can of soda water, and then
Yeah.
a Yakult.
The yogurt drink.
The yogurt drink, yeah. You mix those up and you get like, I don't know how to describe it, but it's like, it's very, I love that.
I've tried it before. It's pretty good. It's like kind of
nice.
creamy.
Yeah, it's like kind of creamy, but like it doesn't, it's a very like, it's way better than like a plain, like most plain energy drinks are like kind of nasty.
Nah, man. There's a few
Yeah,
that are
yes.
NOS.
I think Sandra goes
NOS
through
is
about
so good.
eats 600 milligrams of caffeine a day.
I'm pretty sure that'll make you bald.
She'll have like, well, it's a good thing she's a girl then.
No, I'm pretty sure it will like speed up balding.
Really?
If
Well, she'll
forever.
have like one of those energy drinks, like a Celsius or something like that. No, first she has pre-workout in the morning, goes on a runner, goes to the gym. Then she comes back and she sips on like a Celsius. So that's already like 200, 200 plus 200. And then she has like tea and coffee or just tea.
If she wasn't like, I don't want to say vegan, but I mean, she is vegan, but like, what do you call the vegan? Like freegan?
Yeah.
I feel like, and there was one closer, she would absolutely
Yeah.
be an Arby's connoisseur.
Probably.
That's like turbo Arby's vibes.
We've had Arby's before.
Yeah, but like
She partakes.
I'm just saying there's something about like the caffeine like the monster, like the
I would say the Monster.
and Arby's.
Yeah.
Like, it's just, you don't go to McDonald's, you go to fucking Arby's. And I don't know why.
So my point in asking this is the number of people that you probably know who have like an energy drink, not a problem, but like everyone knows the people in their group that like drinks. They're the guys who just show up casually to things quite often where they're just holding an energy drink.
Yeah.
That's me. And it's like, it's my point in saying this is it's fringe behavior.
Yeah.
It's like not the norm. And I think that it's also not the norm to go to Arby's.
No. Especially as a doctor. Like, that's like smoking cigarettes. You should know better.
Yeah.
If your surgeon walked into the room with like a bag of Arby's,
I would say I would kill myself. I don't want to sit here dying. I'm just going to die.
They're operating on you. He's got the meat shakes.
Kevin, if he has no respect
Jesus
for
dripping through
himself.
his mustache into your open chest cavity.
Yeah.
No, I'm not even going to get that.
If he has no respect for himself, how is he going to respect
I'm
you?
going to pull the plug.
Well, I don't have any respect for
whatever the
myself
hell
either.
is
That's
hooked
why I'm
up to
having
me.
triple heart bypass surgery because I had too many big double beef and cheddars.
Nope. If I saw my
Arby's is
surgeon
good, though.
eating Arby's on his lunch break, I would genuinely be concerned. I'm not saying that a good surgeon can't eat Arby's. I'm just saying that the thought would cross my mind that I'm fucked.
You want a different surgeon.
Your heart surgeon eating Arby's.
It's
like seeing your knee surgeon like on crutches or wearing a knee
doing
brace.
what's that exercise that's really shitty for you that people love that eat Arby's and energy drinks? CrossFit?
Yeah. Sitting down.
No, CrossFit. They like
one of those.
Yeah. No, they lift up, they like use their spine.
Yeah,
Keep your legs straight, lift with your spine.
Just CrossFit behavior. Wait, I never told you about my
You never told
drinks.
us about your drink.
It's number one, the one that gave you cancer with the balls in it. I had that before. I got to
The
experience
floaty
that.
ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember those.
Yeah. Did you have one? Have you had one?
Oh fuck.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. They got pulled. I looked it up one day. It turns
Am I
out
gonna die?
they were pulled because they had plastic in the beads or something like that that would give you cancer. They were like,
Wait, what?
The balls were made out of like BPA.
Was I not supposed to eat the beads?
No, you were, but they were also.
Wait,
turns
Kevin,
out
Kevin,
toxic.
what's this?
Those are like Orbeez or something?
Yeah, what was that called? Orbs? Sparks? So it's like some kind of space name? Orbit.
What are you talking about?
Orbit?
It was like
Yeah,
Orbeez and
Orbits.
soda.
What? Where's the controversy?
Is it Orbits is gum, no?
Orbits, they might have
no.
seed. Small bit balls.
Oh,
floated through
those.
their
I
nearly
don't-
equal density, remaining suspended gelatin glum, matrix, water, sugar. Is this a misinformation
No,
campaign?
it's
I don't
not.
see shit about
There was
this.
something about it.
The product's name was bought by the internet-based travel agency Orbit. That's funny. Unopened bottles, clearly Canadian.
I don't see anything about poor sales. Look up
Orbits,
Orbit's health.
cancer.
Yeah.
Orbit's ball cancer. You, I think, are having schizo dreams, Kevin. I don't see anything about this.
Well, maybe I just
Is it a different thing? You sure it was this one?
yeah. Orbit's
Discontinued. Unappealing. They don't like the little balls.
I
Are you
thought
sure
it
you
was
didn't read an article about kids drinking lava lamps?
I thought there was some health thing to that.
Look, you're damaging their brand.
Anyway, I only had that like once or twice.
Defamation.
Maybe I read some thread on Reddit that was just speculating. Who knows?
They're like, wouldn't it be funny?
The
Was
other
it-
one that I really liked was Coca-Cola Black Cherry Vanilla. And I had that in high school
That's
a
too many
lot.
flavors.
No, it was so good. It was like the good like medicinal cherry flavor, but with
Wait,
vanilla.
what flavor, Kevin?
Black cherry.
Sorry, black cherry.
Black cherry vanilla. So it was like a tart cherry.
That's Coke?
with vanilla. Yeah. And there was like they had it when I was in high school, and there was this one vending machine that when they stocked it full, like if you put in like 50 cents, it would, like 2 sodas would come
Oh,
out.
because it was too heavy.
It was too heavy.
Yeah.
And I think that would only happen on the black cherry vanilla.
Because nobody else liked it.
So that's how I learned. That's like what I only drank that because you'd get like 2 for 1 all the time.
I remember in middle school they got rid of the soda vending machines right like the year I started middle school. and they left the like juice ones and like Gatorade, which is fucking hilarious because they're exact like the soda versus Gatorade versus like the bottled juices. The ingredients lists are like exactly the same. Nutrition information, exactly. The sugar, like across the board.
It's got electrolytes.
That's some government bullshit, bro. It's like getting rid of soda, but then like having uncarbonated juices that are just as bad.
Oh yeah,
if not worse.
Orange juice is so bad.
Yeah, it's like, but it's like a fruity juice. It's not even like based off real juice.
Oh yeah, like Welch's.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
But I remember somebody kicked
Berry
the, they kicked the flap out, like the protective flap that you can't like put your arm up there.
Okay.
So they were like on the ground, like busting the flap out, and then we would lay on the ground and reach up into the machine.
Could
and
you
pull sodas?
really?
Yeah,
nice.
Pull drinks out of Gatorade.
Also, there was this alcoholic drink called Sparks.
Wait, what about Four Locos?
And it was
Four Locos.
Were those caffeinated?
You can still get those in Mexico.
Okay, same thing. Yeah, Sparks and Four Locos were both caffeinated.
I'm sorry, what did you just say? You say they still exist?
Yes,
you still get them in Mexico.
Sparks wasn't as bad as Four Loko though.
I'm sorry, bad? What do you mean by bad? Take that back.
Dude, Four Loko? Oh man.
I actually never had an original Four Locos in that.
They're really bad. It's like imagine the worst version of the flavorings that you could possibly get. Like, the watermelon.
Yeah. Oh, like they just tasted terrible.
Yeah.
My friends
and they were so sweet.
I wasn't as rowdy as my friends. I would be usually like the sober or more sober person in like late high school, early college. And I remember like they would go absolutely batshit. That was like when Salvia came out.
Yeah.
And we went to the park. And I don't like that kind of stuff. I never even tried Salvia, but
you've never even done Salvia?
I've never even done Salvia.
What's wrong with you?
I never even eaten Salvia once, and they did though, and it was like I'm like, oh, it's like a zombie movie. They're fucked up. They're like completely out of their goddamn minds right now. They like went running off and like up the hillside, and that was kind of validated my decision to not. It was like.
I've done it once,
dude. Yeah, that was
enough.
A lot of people say they've done it.
I might.
No.
I would maybe do it again.
Jesus,
but
why?
Only if I was like on the salt flats with nothing else around me for like 10 miles.
You wake up on the 405.
I know, because I think I'd jump out of a window like if I had the opportunity to. Like it's like totally like you're gone, but you can still move around and run around.
Dude, that's bad. That's so bad.
Yeah.
Do they even sell that anymore?
I don't think so.
Usually takes like 15 years for them to regulate that crap.
Yeah.
What is it? Some just bush?
Yeah. Basically like a little
grows?
Plant, little flowery thing.
Jeez, it looks so pretty too. Wow, the flowers nice. Wait, I have an idea, Kevin. Wait, what are the growing conditions for Salvia, John?
Probably here.
Are you allowed to grow it and just not smoke it, or?
But it's a certain species of Salvia.
Oh fuck, that's a lot of
Salvia
research.
divornum or something, and it grows natively in Mexico.
Oh, there it is. It's the middle, down divornum, down. Oh, the Salvia diarrhea. That really just looks like a weed. There's no way the cops here even know what that looks like. We could totally grow drugs here.
Yeah, it's legal to grow, just not, like poppies.
What if you trip and it lights on fire and rolls up into a little like stick and you smoke it on accident?
And then it ends up in a flask and you distill it to a 30 times potency.
Exactly. Is that what they do?
Yeah.
It happens.
And they re-inject it, they like put it back in.
I think they spray back on the plant once they like concentrate it.
You can be like super cigarettes too, right? The habitat is black soil fuck. Along stream banks, where small trees, bushes provide an environment of low light and high humidity.
I just assumed all of Mexico is sandy desert like California.
It is. It's yellow too.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's got like a sepia tone.
Like California, because there's always fires here.
It was like Mexico here the other day. It was awesome.
It's all right. I'm reading the effects of Salvia, and it's so funny. I find it just listen. It goes... effects of Salvia may include anxiety, amnesia, short but intense hallucinations, loss of energy. I'm like, that's not good. Then it goes pain relief. I'm like, that's actually pretty good.
The only one it gives you is in complete and total hallucinations, and there's no other side effects that can possibly exist in that universe.
No, but Kevin, then it goes. It goes confusion, delusion, feelings of impending doom. I'm like, that's not good. Then it goes increased appreciation of music. I'm like, that's pretty good.
No. No, if you do it right, you can't. No,
sprinkled into
it was actually
the
terrifying.
horribleness.
I thought it was never going to end.
Really?
So there was a feeling of impending doom, and I'm like, yep, I'm stuck like this forever. It turns out it was 5 minutes.
What'd it feel like? 30?
Like maybe days.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, if I ever
You just like lose track of time. You just don't. You can't. There's
That's fucked.
nothing. Yeah.
if I ever meet somebody, I have yet to meet somebody that advocates for Salvia.
No.
Everyone
Once I say once.
they're
would
like,
be
oh
fine.
yeah, I did it, and you're like, oh, did you do it again? No. Like I don't think I've ever met anyone that fights for it. Like it's actually just almost like a gas station dick pill, but for teenagers and hallucinations.
Yeah.
It is such a weird thing where it's like exactly like you're saying. Nobody has a. I've never met anyone who said Salvia was good.
Salvation.
It's an experience, and then someone hears that and goes, "I want to try it," and you're like, "What? What about Salvia did you hear that makes you think it's good?" I remember watching videos on YouTube.
It's safe until you run out in front of a train.
Well, yeah.
Wait, I'm assuming you've never done Salvia, right, Nigel?
No,
Nigel
I was
doesn't
there
give me
with
Salvia
when a
vibes.
friend tried it, but all I remember is I saw how my friend reacted, but also just seeing on YouTube people react.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's like terrible.
You've seen the Salvia like to space one video, right? How we-
What?
The like I'm in space now. He like smokes Salvia, goes in his car. He's like gonna driving on Salvia.
Internet. Yeah.
it's intercom etiquette.
Yeah.
I feel like that when I when I
How
learned
it's
that
the video title's like how to drive your car on Salvia.
Yeah, or something like that. He just like
Just driving on Salvia.
yeah. Maybe.
Oh wait, are you
inappropriate.
talking about Eric?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you knew that.
I did see that.
It's so funny.
How many views does this video
Only
have?
five
This is a
million. Wow.
certified classic YouTube video.
This is a great YouTube
15
video.
years. I remember watching this and
Such
like,
Like
a
over and
classic.
over, and you like show
Yeah.
your friends.
yeah.
YouTube's different.
I love the camera too. It must be like an old camcorder.
Now it's all clickbait videos and a bunch of bullshit podcasts.
Yeah. So at first you think like, he's in his car, he's got a bong, and he starts like ripping on the Salvia, and you think that he's gonna like drive the car, like try to drive the car on Salvia, and then he just like puts it down, and instantly he couldn't get
He's
couldn't
like holding it together.
he
Holding
could
it together.
try his best, and he wouldn't be able to even get the key in the ignition right now.
God, he looks so young and healthy. What happened, Eric?
That's so mean.
So is that him just saying I'm in space right now?
Yeah. I didn't remember. And there's like the cat on the windshield, right? That's this one, I think. No, he's just staring like Vietnam flashback straight forward. I'll be back in a moment. No, I can't. I like being in control of my existence. I don't.
It's just a cat.
I don't think I
staring at
could do
him.
this. Just leans back.
I don't know how this works, what it does to your brain, but it's wild.
Oh, he's like freaking out, and there's like what? There's a cat.
It's like a dream
He
when you're awake.
looks like a baby. What was
It's
it?
just a cat.
Yeah, it's like cat. Like the movements are very like infantile. Like your brain, your motor cortex shuts down. What is that? Is that your brainstem? What part of your brainstem is like conditioned
Yeah, it's like
autonomous shit?
just your reflexes, your like lizard brain
Where did
taking
he get
over.
that plant. He's just holding a plastic plant now. Dude, no, I can't. Why? This is like such a weird video too, because it's YouTube. You don't see anything like this, and now all of a sudden there's like this video of this guy doing drugs, and it's like
Yeah.
a total trip.
Uh-huh.
So funny that was like a huge a viral video back in.
Yeah, it's almost
Back in
like a
the
skit.
day.
I mean, you can't do the same thing with weed. I mean, there's tons of people, all they do is like smoke weed on YouTube.
I guess the
it's-
laughing gas and nitrous oxide videos are but those are a little bit more extreme than that.
Yeah, it's never just some guy doing, you know.
It's always like doing like whippets and then crashing your car on the freeway.
Yeah.
The bar is really high for drug consumption videos nowadays.
Yeah, now you actually have to crash your car.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It has to be a good car.
Can we talk about cocaine now?
Sure.
So
This is a good segue.
This is
too.
a great. I'm very excited for this conversation. Nigel, Kevin brought up
Mhm.
something earlier today, and I thought it was a interesting idea that we could look into and potentially capitalize on.
Yes.
Apparently, John, we should fact check this to make sure that it's not total bullshit.
Say
Coca-Cola,
it.
they used
Yeah.
to use cocaine. Everybody knows that, right? The back in the old days, old Coca-Cola, the good Coca-Cola.
Yeah.
I'm talking about they de-cokeify their Coke.
They
in,
de-cokeify.
like, New Jersey.
So apparently,
Yeah. I saw the Reddit thread.
it's a flavor as well.
Yeah,
but
that's
you
how they
can't-
get the flavors, the coca leaves.
Well, I don't think it's the whole flavor. I think it's part of the flavor, right? Because like,
So
imagine
you think maybe they made Coke from coca leaves to get the cocaine, and then just like the flavor
It
was
there.
a byproduct,
right? And then
Okay.
they're sitting there like, well, the government's like, you got to get rid of the cocaine out of the soda. God forbid, we can't figure out why they want us to get rid of it because it's awesome, and the flavor was wrong. They're just like, we can't. And so apparently, and John is fact checking this right now, they process cocaine.
Yeah, the Stefan company.
They process coca leaves into cocaine, pull the cocaine out.
They extract the
They
essence.
extract the essence of the coca leaves.
Yeah.
And use that flavorant.
And then they extract the good stuff from the essence.
And what's the byproduct they're stuck with? Like the leftovers of the reaction is just cocaine.
Concentrated cola flavor and cocaine.
Is there where did this? I feel like
Or it looks like they actually like
But you
extract the
haven't
cocaine from
mentioned the
leaves
business
first.
plan yet.
So apparently they like, what do we do with this waste product that nobody wants? The cocaine.
Yeah.
They couldn't, so they sell it.
They must sell it.
They sell it to doctors without
yeah,
borders.
They must sell it to the pharmaceutical industry because cocaine is
Stefan
used
company-
by dentists and
Right.
stuff. No,
No, I think they
Stefan
do.
company extracts cocaine from the coca leaves, which it then sells to
Some other name.
the only some other named company, the only company in the United States licensed to purify cocaine for medicinal use.
So basically, Coca-Cola, for whatever reason, makes cocaine, pulls out the flavors or something, I'm assuming, and then the byproduct, which is cocaine, is used for the medical industry. And part of me thinks that they don't even get flavor out of the coca leaves. They're just making cocaine as a second business. And what angers me is, why can't we also make cocaine to sell to the medical
How come there's
industry?
only one company licensed?
Right.
To,
Why
to
can't there
purify
be
it?
two? It's Nigel, Kevin, and I making
Yeah.
cocaine
We could do it
in like what? How many shipping containers do we need? 2? 3?
of coca leaves.
No, just like for our factory that makes cocaine.
Yeah, we could do it in a couple. Yeah.
Nigel, how do you have any idea on what you would have to do to legally be able to make cocaine for the medical industry? How much money would it cost to start that up? Is it even possible?
to make it.
Just no.
I would.
Just in like lab equipment. So say somebody gives you like
Yeah, but both, like bureaucracy too. Like if,
okay.
like,
Well,
why,
that's the
why
hard
can
part.
Coca-Cola make cocaine?
Yeah.
Why I don't have a fucking grandfather from the 1700s who
If-
like started a business when cocaine was legal.
If you have like a bunch of like syrup containing like sugar and cocaine, it would be pretty easy to
Pull the cocaine
Yeah,
out.
purify it.
And what would it take for me to be able to sell that to the government? Like or not to the government, have license to sell it to medical industry by the government. Like if you come up with a way to make cocaine and you would like to sell it to the medical industry, can you do that? Or is this like total monopolized gatekeeping bullshit?
Yeah.
I don't know. How does Canada get their cocaine?
Probably
for the medical
Coca-Cola. Probably
industry?
Coca-Cola. What do you say? It was 2,000 pounds or 2,000 tons?
I think 2,000 kilograms.
A year. That's pretty fun. That's a lot. Because when I had my nose surgery or my sinus surgery, he was like, he fucking injected it into my nose because it stops bleeding. And so you can actually see on the endoscope or whatever the hell it's called, the tissue went from like pink in my nose to just like ghost white.
Oh yeah, like quickly.
Super fast.
Okay.
And I don't really remember anything, but he even is like, yeah, don't put this in the video, but this is basically, it's literally just cocaine.
Wow.
It was just like a liquid in a, your typical like vial.
It's just dissolved in
So Coca-Cola,
saline or
Coca-Cola includes a coca leaf extract as an ingredient prepared by Stefan Company, plant in Maywood, New Jersey. The facility, which has been known as the Maywood Chemical Works, was purchased by Stepan, is that what it is? Stepan, in 1959. The plant is the only commercial entity in the United States authorized by the Drug Enforcement Administration to import coca leaves, which come primarily from Peru via the National Coca Company. Approximately 100 metric tons of dried coca leaves are imported each year. The cocaine-free extract is sold to the Coca-Cola Company to use in soft drinks, while the cocaine is sold to that company that starts with an M that I can't pronounce.
Malinrock.
Malinrock. or a pharmaceutical firm for medical purposes. Like, how do you, like, what if this company went bankrupt? Like, who comes in and just how do you even apply? Like, are we just straight up not allowed to do this? Like, if we wanted to start a company that made explosives, could we do that? Like,
I think that's orders of magnitude easier.
Really, than drugs?
Yeah.
That's fucked. Like, how, like, I know of people, I've met people that do explosives kind of just on Facebook Marketplace.
Explosives, it's a shall issue license. Like if you meet the requirements, they have to give it to you.
Right. Really?
Yeah. All you need is a space to do it.
Because he was using ammonium nitrate, right? This was like for concrete mining. So they were mining for concrete raw materials.
Mm-hmm.
And they bore holes, fill it full of ammonium nitrate, and then they plug it and they detonate like fields of these
like a football field size, like. Brrr.
And then they come in and the mining equipment pulls it out. And I was sitting there like he basically told me that the rule is whatever comes in and whatever goes out needs to be documented. They don't really care what you do with it, but you need to be able to explain where it went. Yeah. And even if you say it went into the air because we exploded it, you have to like document where every single pound of that material is and was at all times. So like if they come in and audit you, it's like in your documents say you have 100 pounds, you fucking better have 100 pounds.
Yep.
And I'm sitting there looking at this guy and then thinking to myself, like, how do you even get into that? Like, you're like, I'm going to train to be an explosives guy. What, you go in your backyard? You go to like a local community college? Like, is there a class you take? It almost feels like, I don't want to say like nepotism is not the right word, but like you have to have experience in the industry to get it. And so you like have to be able to get a job. I mean, and you have to be able to ask, like go up the ladder. Like, how do you start a cocaine factory?
I think a lot, your answer is you kind of don't, because I think a lot of these just companies in general, I thought about that. Like, we run YouTube channels, but then I would work with another company and some make sense. You'd be like, oh, I can see how you built this from the ground up. But then other ones, it's like, I can't even fathom how anyone, like no one would ever just start this business. Like either it's so niche, so specific, or requires so much government regulation that it's just like, it had to be something your family was doing for many, many years. And they just kind of like, people like are just kind of, I guess, raised into the business. So like friends, family, just kind of like grow the core of the business, a lot of it.
All I'm saying is, could you imagine getting raised into a business that is manufacturing medical cocaine? And you are literally making drugs. You're importing drugs. You're manufacturing drugs. Yeah. And you're selling drugs probably for more money than like street prices of drugs. Yeah. And it's all completely legal. It's all completely fine.
Yeah. And nobody else is allowed to do it. You're set for life.
I'm just saying, like, we are the only ones allowed to sell drugs because we do it right is definitely... I'm just asking questions. I'm not saying that it shouldn't be like that.
You're saying that this company needs competition.
I'm saying
they should be legally required to have competition.
It seems like something the government should be doing, not that they should be doing it.
Here's my
It seems like a governmental thing, right? Yeah. Not a private company.
Well, hear me out. This is like this is how it works, right? Like, when someone comes in, they disrupt the market. Yeah. It's like what you need to do is you kind of work silently for a while, and then you build up a good product and you unleash it on the market, right? And that's how you disrupt.
Cocaine
so that's
2.0.
what we have to do.
Cocaine 2.
Yeah. So what we have to do, what we have to do is we start making the cocaine. Yeah. We stockpile it. We get a huge amount, and then we try to disrupt the market because we need to push away their current supplier so we can go to the government and offer them cheaper cocaine than the other supplier, and we can tell them we have thousands of pounds.
Can we grow coca here? Can we grow in a greenhouse?
I don't know.
Can we? Why not?
Imagine
you're allowed.
Am I allowed to grow leaves?
I think you're allowed to grow cocaine.
This is great. Wait. What is it? We call it the coca plant?
Yeah.
Coca. What's the difference between coca and chocolate plant?
So you like my idea?
Cacao.
I like your idea a lot. I think that
it's very high risk though, because the DEA might not like it.
Yeah, but what are they gonna do? Arrest us and
put us in jail?
Okay, here's what we do. We build another plant, a pilot plant that can also make extract cocaine.
I think it's
And then-
pallets.
and
it
then
makes
we-
pallets and cocaine.
And then we blow up their factory. And then we say, hey, we coincidentally have
another factory
that can do this right now. Just start sending it to us.
Oh, wait.
Normally we make pallets.
Yeah.
But we can pivot.
No, pilot.
Oh.
Pilot.
I'm just saying
Wait,
it's
wait.
like it's a cover. We make pallets, but our assembly line, for whatever reason, you flick a switch and it's like also all the equipment's used for making cocaine.
Yeah.
You're like, oops, how did that happen?
What if we go down the line? So we go to Peru.
Yeah.
And we disrupt the company that's exporting the coca.
Right.
And we undercut them.
Yeah.
So it disrupts the American company upstream.
Oh, we grow our own
I have another
coca.
question.
Yeah.
Wait.
We start a cartel.
Wait. No.
That forces the company, like a mafia, to make them buy their coca leaves from us.
We make 2,000 kilograms of cocaine a year legally in the U.S.
Yeah.
But we're importing 100 tons of leaves?
Yeah.
Why the fuck aren't they making the cocaine in Colombia or Peru? Or
That's what I was wondering.
And then ship 2,000 pounds instead of wasting all the fossil fuels on fucking 100 tons of dried salad with cocaine in it.
Yeah, I was wondering that too.
Yeah, they
What
should
the
just
fuck?
ship over like a tanker of concentrate.
Well, we trust them to grow the plant, but not to process it? Dude, this is corrupt. There's corruption.
Whoa.
That is actually
imagine
crazy.
that.
I mean,
Yeah.
think of all the cost to send all that over.
Dude, there's like backroom handshake shit. Wrong word.
To be honest, I can probably say off the top of my head, the reasoning for that is probably it kind of started where they built out a huge facility in America, and to restart it in Peru would be expensive, or wherever you said it was, but also probably security reasons. They just have like way more security control over a cocaine production facility, whereas it's possible, especially like
Well, who
decades
cares?
ago.
It's over there in Peru or
No,
wherever.
but it's like,
it's not.
But I'm saying
Not my fucking
decades
problem.
ago,
I don't
the
care if
cartel
people steal it
problems-
over
They're
there.
already doing it.
but as far as I know, the cartel problems in Peru and like Colombia are way better now. But it used to be like if you probably built a cocaine production facility, you would just get it taken from you.
Yeah, but then
So
who's
it's like
growing
they
the
just-
is the risk the transit that it's easier? Like if you lose leaves in transit,
Well, I'm saying
no one
that
gives a shit.
I was saying that they couldn't do it
Right.
20 or 30 years ago, or even like in the 50s.
Can you grow
But it's
coca?
like they could do it now, but that's too expensive to shift back. So they're just continuing with the operation they always had.
Is it legal though, John?
What? Is what
Is it
legal?
growing coca?
So it says the leaves
I-
are legal.
Don't think so.
The leaves are illegal? What the fuck are you gonna do with a leaf? Bro, the government is like on crack. Why are they so fucking crazy about drugs?
I don't know.
Like,
if people could just grow it themselves.
there's literally people like that
Yeah.
freeze to fucking death in the middle of the night, but they're like, drugs will kill you. And it's like, no, being homeless in negative 400-degree weather will kill me. And the only thing that makes me warm is drugs. Why is everyone so anal retentive about drugs? Like, it's completely unreasonable.
And just the
I can
scarcity drives most of the problems that illegal drugs cause, you
Right.
know? Like all the bad behavior and like, gang stuff is all just
Right.
because it's like, hard to get and it creates
But,
this
like,
underworld of crime.
The problem I find is like it's probably, it's feeding on itself in the sense of people go, oh, look at all the problems drugs cause. Therefore, if we legalize them, it's going to be that times two. Like I know in Canada when weed was getting legalized, people were literally like, oh, cars are going to be crashing on the side of the road because everyone's high. No one's going to show up to work because they're all just drug addicts. And it's like weed gets legalized and it's like, wait, the people who never smoked or did like who liked weed just never did it. And the people who are already doing it all the time continued what they were already doing. Like there was kind of no
I think
major
that
difference.
addicts going to like what methadone clinics aren't
Yeah.
like they're not breaking into houses or like stabbing
No.
people for drugs.
Yeah, I feel like the war on drugs is actually there's something weird. There's something that doesn't quite line up to me. Like the logic, like I don't know if it's just old timey stuff. Like with the drug classifications, the drug scheduling, that doesn't make any sense to me. Like I get it. I understand like why you would want to have these classifications, but the severity, like the weird aggression, the amount of like
Yeah.
Like no, like finger shaking for it just doesn't really make me think of anything other than like someone's making a bunch of money off of this.
But I think for stuff like opioids, though, I think that stuff is really bad, and I think for people's own sake.
But then how come there's no fucking rules about that?
Yeah, you're right. You know what? You can grow your own poppy plants.
Yeah, but like they just
you can turn them into opium.
Go to the doctor and you say, "Oh, I cracked my knee open on a thing," and they just give you,
but
like
if you could just buy, like, what is it? You know, heroin or morphine.
You could buy codeine for a long time in Canada. You just buy codeine from the store.
But I think you would be like, dude, I think 50% of the population would become super addicted to opioids if they could just get them at Walgreens.
But they were literally already getting them at Walgreens.
You could buy codeine.
If you had an unlimited supply.
They did. That's why so many people are addicted to opioids.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying. I'm saying that if they should regulate any drug and only one type of drug, it's
the
opioids.
One that they literally were giving to people.
Yeah, I know.
You're like, what the fuck? This isn't about drugs at all.
And it was more illegal back then to have weed. Weed was more illegal.
The government makes cocaine. The government makes opioids. But you grow one little fucking coca leaf in your backyard and they kill your dogs?
Actually, yeah.
I don't even want that dog. I'll get another one. What do they do when
that dog was addicted to cocaine?
If the police or the DA kills your dog, do they take the dog or do they just like leave a dead dog on your property?
They just leave it there, probably.
They just leave it there? I'm curious.
It's yours to deal with.
If anyone listening to this is like DA agent or police that has killed a dog, let us know what you did after doing that. I'm curious. You know, something you don't think about until it happens is like when you do have a dead dog.
Yeah.
You're like, you leave it at the vet and you're like, oh, what the fuck do they do with it?
I can tell you.
I think they freeze it, right? They put it in the freezer.
Because I know that because I worked at a vet's clinic and I was the one who bagged the animals.
What?
You've never told us this before? What the fuck? That's amazing.
I only volunteered like once or twice a week.
You didn't even get paid?
No.
You know, they say you don't work a day if you do what you love.
Exactly.
You did it for experience.
All right, what do you do with the big ones? Is like a big bag?
Honestly, Do you ever hack them up? Yeah, they gave me a knife and
snap the legs off to fit it in.
Yeah. No, I only ever had small animals, so I actually don't know.
Dude, if they die and they rigor mortis with their legs out, what do you do?
They only rigor after probably like an hour or two. You put them in the freezer
really
before
quick. Gotta tuck them and get them in the bag.
So it's right on ice.
It takes a while. When they're fresh, you put them in the bag.
This is new.
And I dropped them in the freezer.
Just dropped.
And I remember asking them, what do they do? And they just said, oh, it's like pharmaceuticals. They'll do either they'll use certain parts for research, or they will actually like process stuff out of the animals.
Does the door go to outside, or does the truck come and pick it up and like open the freezer? It's like a walk-in freezer?
When I was at the clinic,
maybe it's just like a freezer
being
swap.
like a chest freezer.
A chest freezer?
But I think it was a chest freezer, but I think it was owned by the pharmaceutical company.
So you think it is
the whole freezer?
Yeah, I think you do a freezer swap.
Oh, they take the whole freezer.
Yeah.
I think they swapped the whole thing.
How many dogs died every day? How many dogs went into the freezer every day?
So long ago. I was like 14.
How do you not?
I would say it was probably
12.
No. Probably I went in at like probably 9 a.m. and left at like 6. So I did like basically a shift there. And I think there wasn't that much. Like, honestly, I think it was like maybe one or two euthanizations a day. Like
what was the busiest day?
2.
Okay.
Honestly, what was much more common, when I think about it now, was just people finding injured cats and injured animals that they weren't even their animals. Like, there's a few of them where they came in and they're like, I found this cat that was just hit by a car. They're like, there's no tags, there's nothing. So they do an X-ray, and I remember this one cat. They were like, yeah, we did an X-ray on this cat, and it's like all of its bones are broken. Like it's just destroyed. So they're like, there's no chance of it surviving. But it's just like the vet kind of just doing it out of their own pocket, because it's like nobody's really paying.
I mean,
for it.
It's not like you guys are busy if you have time to throw a half, pile of Jello in the X-ray machine.
Exactly. It wasn't that jellified, but I'm just saying that like that was a lot of the.
I'm imagining just like a ball. I
No,
used to
that was an exaggeration. That was a joke.
I used to work at a wildlife rehab place, and we also had a freezer. Two
Yeah.
freezers. They were like,
not in the lunchroom.
they were like, no, this one's for animals only. It was like a big chest deep freezer, and it was, dude. It's
Okay,
full. We,
So
you know, it's
did they pull
wildlife.
the freezer out for that one, or did they?
No, for those,
the
they
guy comes
the
in
guy,
like
yeah,
fucking Santa Claus, holding the sack each one at a time.
yep.
But they're just completely rigid.
Does he ever? Did they ever get stuck together in the freezer? You like fucking?
No, that's why you got to bag them.
The bag.
But they
stuff.
might like kind of lock
Yeah,
together.
yeah, it's like concrete, like the crystal, like interlocked.
Yeah. And most of
What
them
was
were
actually-
from animals
yeah.
that people would bring in that were like already dead, or like, you know, like a possum gets hit by a car and people would like bring a dead possum in a box and be like, yeah, this thing got hit by a car. We're like,
We
Yeah.
just put it back where you found it.
The other thing that this is, I don't know why I think Will find this funny. It's kind of because the other thing was a lot of the animals that came in weren't hit by anything. They were just found out in the winter. So it's like
that's
they
sad.
they showed up frozen,
Pre-frozen.
and
I was
then
gonna
you
say,
had to
like
freeze
actually
them.
probably save multiple cents on your energy bill
Yeah.
that month not having to freeze them.
But they showed up frozen, and it's like when they weren't gonna make it, they'd give them a euthanization thing, but they were already like dead.
No, I just
And
like
then
I
you'd put
fucking
them-
hated those
you
because they
put
were
them back in the
unoptimized for
cold.
the freezer space and the legs are
Yeah.
sticking out. They're fucking like get.
You gotta like thaw them first.
You like get in a running and start like jumping, like slam your ass on the freezer door.
I'll tell you, the freezer was never that full, at least in the clinic I was in.
So
But-
how often do they pick them up? Do you remember? Like every week?
I was only there like once or twice a week, so my perception is pretty.
But you got to remember, it's probably you can see which bags you stuck in there.
I don't
It's
ever
probably
remember
pretty often
seeing
because
something
you know
I put in there.
they cremate the
It's probably
animals
at least
afterwards.
once a week.
Where do they cremate them? Do you know? Like just a?
Probably a regular
It-
person one.
You think so? They,
I think so. Yeah.
they
It
don't make
depends on what the owner asked for, because I think a lot of them just said just donate it, and so they're like okay, but if they ask for cremation, I think we still put it in the freezer.
What
It's
else
like
do
it was
they
a-
do with
it was
them?
it was a different side of the freezer.
Is this like a fucking Soylent
When-
Green
when
thing
we
happening?
like had to put our dog down, there was like 3 options. They give you
Bolt
a
gun.
list.
Stun gun.
No, it's after that list.
It's
It's the
like
next.
$5.
It's the next
I'll
list.
beat your dog to death with this hammer.
Like we can just put it right in the freezer.
Yeah.
Fuck.
But it was like cremate it and mix it into a flower bed or something was one of the options. And I was really suspicious of that one. And the other one was like cremate with a bunch of other dogs and we just like scoop
Put
some,
them in the pile.
put it in the pile.
Homeopathy.
And then
dog
one
ash
was
flower
like
bed.
just cremate alone. And then you get just that dog's ashes.
Oh no.
So
Wait, interesting.
I was gonna say that it just brought back a memory.
there was no
My
option
job-
for donate to research or science.
Donate to the glue factory.
Well, yeah, I think what they asked was, do you want to cremate it or do you want us to handle it?
Oh yeah, that was another
Basically.
one. You
And-
could they would let you keep the dog if you wanted. Maybe
Oh.
so you could you like freeze it and then give it back to me? It's gonna take a long time to dig this hole.
My job, it was kind of interesting because like if I put a pet down, which I did, I had little pet rats when I was a kid, and like whenever they would put them down, because I had a few sets of them that got sick, they would inject the animal and then bring it back, and you'd be able to like sit with your animal, right?
Dead or
not?
Until they die.
Mm.
Whereas a lot of people at the clinic, I would say, I was always present because that was my job for it. It's like
I was
a lot of
euthanize
a lot
every
of-
week.
a lot of people though opted to just kind of have their cat or dog just like taken away, and that's it.
Oh wow.
Like they didn't want to see the body, or
They didn't
sorry,
wanna-
they sometimes did. They would inject, and then I think we would leave it on the table. They would come in, look at the dog, and then that would be it. And some people didn't even want to do that. It was just kind of like they couldn't handle it, so they just like let the door close, and that was it. And I always thought that was odd, but my job, which in hindsight was sad, was like I was the comforter. I was the comforter for the animal because their owner wasn't there.
Damn, bro.
You volunteered? You get paid for this?
Rough.
Yeah, so I had to be the one to comfort the poor.
I mean,
little
that's
guy.
nice. That's nice. because nobody else was there. It was hard. I was in the room, with my dog when they did it.
The hammer.
I didn't want to be there.
The hammer.
It was.
No,
I
but,
knew
like-
it was going to be messy.
The
But
hammer. The guy comes back, he just has a hammer. He's like, oh no.
My mom had a cat that was really sick.
but at the same time, it was like good. You're like, finally, my dog isn't like.
You
In
less dog
pain.
shit to pick up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My mom had a sick cat, and it was like a weekend, and we were trying to find a vet that would put it down, and they like pretty much all entirely refused.
Oh yeah.
They needed, I don't remember what, I think like they had something where they needed to like do a they like needed the vet to be there or something. I don't even remember. They would
Okay.
not put the cat down
Oh, like unless the vet was there and the vet wasn't.
to like approve of it, to like, because
Oh.
there was something about they don't. I mean, obviously, like if somebody just like brought the family dog, like the healthy golden retriever, and
Yeah.
they put down, but this cat was like clearly fucked,
Mhm.
and we went into one, and it was like, if you guys don't euthanize it, I'm just gonna kill it myself.
Oh yeah.
And I actually don't remember what happened. I think they took it. Did they take? Or maybe my mom found a place. I can't remember. But I remember being like it was pretty upsetting that they would not put the cat down. Like, why not? Why can't you kill my cat? I'll pay you to kill my cat.
Yeah.
Like, what's the conundrum here?
The vet. You can't have a vet tech.
Like,
do
I'm
it.
just, you guys have the way of doing it. That's not the way I have of doing it. And I'd rather you do it than
Yeah.
me do it. Like, I'll do it. I'll fucking do it. I've got a couple ideas.
We were trying to have a vet come to the house to do it because my dog was so old and
Yeah.
so fat and so full of tumors that he couldn't move at all. He had like hip dysplasia, so he like
You,
literally
pet
couldn't.
him, and it's like
It was so bad, dude.
It's why.
My dad loved the dog and he didn't want to do it,
No.
and we're all like,
Fucking
please
kill the dog.
Kill-
Dad.
yeah.
Kill the fucking dog.
yeah.
Take it out back. I'm sure we could sell some like.
And they don't.
What if that's our business? We sell drugs for killing dogs. Black market dog euthanasia. It's just
That's actually not a bad idea.
Is that allowed? Is that not allowed?
It's
well-
probably a gray area.
Gray?
Nigel, do you
Greyhound?
still have all that cyanide?
Is that what they use?
I
No
do.
fucking way.
No, they don't.
No,
they
no,
they
no,
use
no, no, no.
yeah,
What do they use?
sodium pentobarbital or something.
Is that controlled?
Maybe.
Yeah,
It is.
that's the same stuff that humans use to
Lethal injection.
euthanize humans with.
You can't just sell that on Amazon.
Mm.
We need a license.
Wait, this reminds me randomly. Sorry, it's a tangent because you're mentioning the drugs. Because it's like if you want to do assisted suicide, they give you like, which I don't like. It makes way more sense than doing some weird drugs, but they give you like a drug cocktail. You ever hear about this?
Wait, so
Yeah,
the
yeah.
drugs don't feel bad. The drug doesn't know which
Well, it's like
killed you?
one that like calms you down, and then one that like stops your heart.
One's an upper.
I mean, the
one's a
lethal
downer.
injection. That's what I'm saying. The lethal injections always they're botched like all the time because it's like they do the one like the one that calms you down, then it stops your heart, and then but like something always messes up. Whereas like the assisted suicide ones, it's just a cocktail of a crap ton of benzodiazepines,
Yeah,
opioids, and like something else, and it's like it's an absurd amount. So it's like you are just gonna absolutely OD. But I don't know why it reminded me. There's a story of one where this person threw a party because they were going to take their cocktail and they wanted to be surrounded by friends and family.
there's a video of that one, right? The one in Sweden.
No, I don't think this one's video. This is just a story,
Okay.
a news story, because the person drank their cocktail and commented, "Ooh, that tastes like something," and then sat down and was like waiting for the effects to hit. And then one of the party goers sipped it to see how it tasted.
What?
and almost died.
Could you spit it out, or you fucked at that point?
Dude, you look what's in it. They'll say like there's 10 grams of Xanax
Yeah.
or something.
Yeah.
Like where a normal dose of Xanax is like 5 milligrams, and it's like
Wouldn't that just
it's
taste like
absurd.
shit?
I guess
They mask it with like a bunch of stuff, but yeah, it's just like.
How do they know what it tastes like?
Or
How
I'm
the
just
fuck
saying
did
the
they make that?
numbers.
How did they flavor it?
I heard that it was really bitter tasting, so they always give you chocolate to eat too. As
Oh,
you're
yeah,
drinking
yeah.
it.
Really?
That's,
Like it fucking
or maybe
that was on
matters?
the YouTube video. Yeah.
The person commented how it tasted, and one of the party goers was like, I want to see if that's true. So they sipped it. And it's like, even a sip is
Dude.
such an absurd amount of
You're
drugs.
drinking like something that's supposed to kill you.
Yeah, you
That's
don't
pretty
sip
bad.
that.
I read that like in order to get the drugs, you still have to go to a pharmacy and the pharmacist fills a prescription
Huh.
Really?
and the capsules are full and you just have to like empty them all out into the to make the
They
drink.
just have this at the pharmacy?
Well, it's like they're normal drugs, but you just get
Oh,
prescribed.
they
this-
prescribed all of them.
yeah, and then you would open them.
And you do this.
I don't know if the pharmacist knows what's
It feels like something that you would go to
There's like a
like a
loophole.
special place to do.
No, I think this is when it was still places where it's not allowed, but it's still like
Are you
Done.
saying
it's still done. Yeah.
It's like how were you saying it's so that the pharmacist doesn't know?
Yeah, like the
Could you
doctor sends in a
imagine? I feel like
prescription
the-
for like, the high strength Xanax they have in like a 30-day supply or something like that. And
the
then
pharmacist is giving you these. Like, what
Well,
the
it's also
fuck
like-
what's wrong with this guy?
or they give it to you. No, I think maybe it's something like they give it to you and you have to physically open and put all the drugs in there because it's like a consent thing. Like so that that you're doing this to yourself.
Not like one of them would kill you on its own.
Yeah, something like that.
I was gonna say it's like the firing squad, how only one person has
Yeah.
the real bullet.
So the drugs don't
trying
feel
to
bad.
just,
none
Yeah.
of them know
You
it's-
yeah.
What a lovely.
Why don't they just use like fentanyl
Why don't they
to
just
kill people?
Dude, there's
Why do they try so hard for lethal?
Oh, sorry. It says the bottle contains 100 milligrams of digoxin, which I think stops your heart. It's 1,000 milligrams of diazepam, 15 grams of morphine, 8 grams of amitriptyline, 5 grams of phenobarbital. Dude, these are things where it's like 15 grams of morphine.
Why even bother at that point? That
Why
seems
even bother
absurd.
with this thing that stops your heart?
But because the other one might not kill you, whereas like all the opioids will slow your breathing, but then if your heart kind of stops too.
Yeah, but if you just take enough opioids, you will die.
Was this made by a doctor? This seems like the kind of cocktail that like anybody in high school could make. Are you telling me you can't go to like CVS and buy enough shit to do this too?
15 grams of morphine is absurd.
I'm saying like anything alone in that cocktail would kill a normal person.
Probably kill a fucking horse.
Yeah.
An average adult, if you take morphine orally, is like between 10 and 20 milligrams. That's an average dose.
I have a question
You're
about
at
the other
you're
ways
at
to
a
take
1,000x
morphine.
the dose.
What are the other ways to
Sorry?
take morphine?
Intravenously,
Oh,
rectally.
there we go.
Yeah.
That's what I was looking for. Yeah. Morphine butt gang. Leave a like on this video. All right. Well, that's. I feel like I learned
wait.
something today.
We all-
we're all
a lot.
It says if you have cancer, some people get really high doses of morphine. It can be between 100 and 250 milligrams.
Why?
Because like
Cancer makes you
it's-
immune to morphine? Like,
Because you get
No, he's taking
you've
a
been
lot,
you've been
yeah.
taking it for so long, your tolerance is like through the
really
roof.
high?
Yeah.
So 15 grams though is still impressive. That's still
yeah.
that's still up there.
All right, everyone. Thank you for listening to this episode of the 73rd podcast. Thanks to everyone who supports us on Patreon. If you want the extra episode that comes out this week, you can head on over to link in the description, our Patreon. Support us. Give us your money that you work hard for in exchange for us not working very hard at all. And you get extra podcasts. There's a bunch up there right now. So there's a whole back.
And there's
catalog
another
if
one
you-
coming up right now.
Another one coming up right now. So we will see you guys over there right now.
Only the cool ones, though.
Only the cool podcast or the cool people.
the cool people.
Cool
and
people.
and the better podcast.
Damn,
Yeah.
it sucks that no one's gonna show up.
That's
Wait, that's
not
me.
true.
Wait,
That's not true.
I thought I was insulting us in that saying that, but I think I insulted the entire audience. That's not my intention.
we have a Discord server as well for all the Patreon members. So if that's of interest to you, everyone hangs out there.
Do you have
And
to be a Patreon member?
Yeah, to get into it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. It's Patreon only. The bot invites you.
Okay.
We'll see you guys over on Patreon.
Great
And
server.
Otherwise, next week it is a great server. They ping us all the time with useful things. See you guys.